Hello and welcome to 6 Degrees of Feature Film. I am Wendy Peppercorn, also known as Brienne, also known as Miss Movies.
And I am a slobbery baseball that Hercules has swallowed.
Sure, you can be
Hey.
that. Hey, we got a
Hey.
guest today.
What?
Hey.
Stacy, please introduce our guest.
This is my new friend that I met on another show. You guys, he has a book coming out. Pete or Peter Harmon, which do you prefer?
Let's go, Pete. Hey,
Pete.
Pete. But on my social media stuff, I'm Peter L. Harmon, but
Peter.
I'm Pete,
Mm.
aka aka Squinty Pete.
Yeah, Squint. Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Stinky
Get 'em
Pete.
both.
Pete. Stinky Pete.
Stinky Pete, the prospector.
Yeah.
Lightning McPete.
It's just like a Toy
I know
Story.
you guys do. Yeah, I know you guys do nicknames. So
Yeah, yeah.
All the time.
Pee Wee Harmon.
Oh,
Mhm. That one's good. That one-
Oh, that was great.
We're just gonna do nicknames. All
I was
the
like,
time, right?
PL Travers? And then you guys are like, what?
Is that a writer? That's a
Yeah,
writer.
she wrote Mary
Oh,
Poppins.
that's right.
Yes. Okay, I can't do these glasses anymore.
No,
Sorry.
can't-
But
look how weird they look
but
with the
Pete
circle.
brought us some nice gifts. One of
Yes.
which the glasses. Also, this nifty. What would you call this, Pete?
I believe it's a dollar holder.
Okay, from the
Dollar
dollar store
holder.
or just
No.
No?
I got 'em-
Okay.
I got them on the net.
on the net? You know, the world's dollar store is
Yeah,
the net.
You
You have
twist
to
it.
like unroll it. This is for when you're at a theme park and you have your money and you
or
just-
a or a
or-
pool perhaps.
or a pool
Or a
perhaps
pool.
because
I would
because he
play
also
with
gave me
this.
his first book, which if I could get that clear, it would be great. There it is. And can you tell us what the title is? Because I can't read it backwards.
Yes. So I am a young adult author. Actually, I'm a grown adult that writes young adult novels. My first book is The Happenstances at the Yellow County Community Swim and Racket Club the summer before last. And my second book is The Happenstances at the Yellow County Community College a couple of semesters later. So
Sweet. I like
There-
the titles.
they're short books with long titles for young adults of all ages.
Okay, so I could read this to my kids?
Ooh,
No, not yet, not yet.
I
Maybe-
would say tweens
All
are
right,
the
so-
earliest we could go.
So like middle school.
That would be great.
Okay.
Middle school on up.
So about my
Perfect.
maturity level then.
Yes.
So
indeed.
this book
Mine
is
as
perfect
well,
for
yeah.
me. Thank God. Does it have pictures?
No, it does not. The first one has some illustrations
Mhm.
in the chapters, but the second one does not.
Because it's a few summers later, so they're a little more.
They're a little more
grown up.
mature.
There's no more illustrations. You know.
Right, yeah. Very
They're,
mature.
They're big kids now.
They are, yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
So how did you two meet? This is what I want to know.
Hmm.
But you know what? Before we get to that, a little cliffhanger.
Oh.
Before we get to that, here's how the show works. If you've never joined us before for 6 Degrees of Feature Film, we're going to take one film and show how 6 other films link up to it in some random way, shape, or form. But before we do that, we are going to chat a little bit about just life in general. So how did you two meet exactly? Tell us. We want to know.
A gentleman named the Kyler Man
Yeah.
Kyle.
put together a couple guests on his as yet unreleased show, where you get drunk and say improv a movie.
Yeah, yeah.
And we met doing that, but that hasn't been released yet. But
It hasn't come out yet. Probably because it was a may have been a disaster, but may have been like a beautiful disaster. Because what movie do we talk about, and the fans are gonna know.
Let's guess. What movie? If Stacy's going on a
What's-
show to talk about a movie,
what
what
movie
movie
do I
is
get
she going to be
crazy about?
talking about? I
Yeah.
mean, it's really easy. For me, they'd be like, I don't know what she's going to talk about. But
The
with
Enci-
Stacy,
the
we know.
Encino Man himself is in it.
Yes. Rachel Weisz, not Weiss, but Weiss.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know too
That
much
other
about
guy
it
from
'cause-
Sliding
'cause
Doors.
part of the gimmick was that I was the narrator of the movie, but I have not seen the movie.
Right.
Oh,
And I knew all about the
that's
movie
point.
and kept trying to tell everyone about this through my very much not sober brain. You guys guessed it. Neil Varmer, you got it. Star Drew, Elisa, you guys all got it. The Mummy.
Yeah, we got
no,
it.
Sam, not Tom Cruise is the Mummy.
Yeah, he's a joker, right? Because he's
Mhm.
saying the other mummy.
Not that other Mummy,
Mm.
not the shitty one where Pro is telling Tom Cruise, "You're still a young man" when he's in his 50s. This is the real Mummy. 1999's The Mummy. So we got drunk on a show, chatted about it. It was a complete and total chaotic experience. And I remember, I'll be honest with you, I didn't remember texting you. because during the show I was like, "Hey, Pete, you should come on my show. I have a show. We should talk about films." And then you
That's
responded
right.
back the next day and was like, "Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
love to." And I was like, "Oh fuck, I did invite that guy on my show."
So here we
Here
are.
I am. Yeah.
Here we are.
Here
and we're
we are.
talking The Sandlot today.
Yes.
What do you know? We've talked about The Sandlot a few times on the show. It's never been our feature film.
No.
But when we ask guests to come on, we have them give us 10 films, a list of 10 films that they would be interested in discussing. They can be any 10 films. And this was on your list. And
It
I was
was.
like, my kids are obsessed with this movie right now. So it's time to talk about it yet again on this show.
Yeah. And just like close it out, right? Like
Close
talk
it out.
about it.
Yeah.
And then
This is the
then
way
be
to
done.
send
Never
it
again.
out.
Yeah.
And then
they'll
never
never-
again.
Like-
There'll
That's
never be
right.
a better summer again than
Mhm.
the summer when you first moved there.
Right.
Mhm.
So once it's done, it's done. You can't
Like
repeat
a
it.
Babe Ruth signed baseball. Let's send it over the fence.
Let's
Yeah.
do that.
Right?
now. April 7th, 1993 is when The Sandlot came out. It's about a new kid in town who is taken under the wing of a young baseball prodigy and his team. Together, they get themselves into many adventures involving rival teams, lifeguards, and a vicious dog. This is starring Tom Gurry as Scotty Smalls, Mike Vitar as Benny the Jet Rodriguez, Dennis Leary, Karen Allen, and a lot of other young
Dennis
children
Leary.
who we don't see anymore. I mean, but Marley
Mm.
Shelton we do see
Yeah.
from time to time. So hey, Marley. Directed and written by David M. Evans, who also directed Radio Flyer. He was uncredited on that. He also directed Beethoven's Second and Third, and The Sandlot too.
Yeah. They were
What do you
like,
know?
can you work with dogs?
You know what? I did one movie where I worked with a dog, so I think
Yeah.
I could do it again.
Might as well. Might as well.
The budget was $7 million. It made $33 million at the box office.
Nice.
I did see this in theaters growing up. You were like 2 years old, Stacy?
I was 3.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you did not probably see this in theaters unless your
didn't.
parents wanted to see it.
No, I saw this years later at a sleepover, which
Okay.
is the
Oh, cool.
best
Yes.
time to see it.
Was it a summertime sleepover?
It was a summertime sleepover, and I
Mm.
grew up. I'm from Texas, and we lived out in the country. So when we did a sleepover, it was like outside
Oh,
with
that's
the
cool.
bugs, and there weren't crocodiles, but like you know what I mean. Like it was with
Mhm.
the animals. It was with
Hmm.
nature.
Mhm.
We were
Yes.
one with the trees and the forest,
Amazing.
and I felt very connected to this film. So I thought it was a good time to showcase childhood. It was perfect.
When did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it in the theater, and as soon like in the van on the way home, I was like, do I know 9 people or however many people
Can I
to
put together a baseball
to
team?
make a baseball team? There was
Mhm.
a like worse baseball field from my house than the
Mhm.
Sandlot. Like the
Oh.
Sandlot was pretty rough, right?
Yeah.
I had a worse baseball field
Okay.
that didn't even have like lines and stuff on it, and I was like, hey, but we'll go there every day. and
Just a
we'll get-
backstop.
we'll
with
get
dirt.
good. Do I know 9 people? I don't think I did know 9 people.
I
at
don't
the
know
time.
9 people now.
No, wouldn't it be hard to put together a baseball
Yeah, it
team
would.
right now?
My friends
Yeah.
would be like, I got bad sciatica. I can't really go.
Yeah, I'd be like,
You know.
my 6-year-old son and my wife.
Maybe, yeah. I'd be on your baseball team.
Oh, okay, cool.
I
Well,
would be on
yeah.
your baseball team. My new
Would you
friend.
be on my baseball?
No,
team? Okay.
I don't
Oh.
like baseball. I don't want to play baseball. But I like this movie. So there you go.
Me too.
There is a baseball game. Okay, every year, a friend has a birthday and it's like around Labor Day. I don't think they did it this year. If they did, we weren't invited. But anyways, he does a baseball game every year, and I always go and like they want everyone to play. Like pretty much everyone goes out there and plays, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. I'll watch
No.
the kids over in the kids section because now when we started this, none of us had kids. Half of us were married. And so now it's like there's always like a kids section, and it gets more elaborate every year with the kids section. I was like, soon there's going to be like bouncy houses. It's going to be a big deal. It's going to be a big deal. But they did just have a kid. That's probably why they didn't do it this year. Unless I wasn't invited.
Yeah.
Whatever
Well,
that's about.
Tweet at us if you were not invited and they had it.
We're gonna make a
I need to
rival
know.
baseball team.
I need to know. What's funny is I actually texted the gentleman that has the party
Yeah.
earlier today to see about him coming on film therapy. And so now I got to be like, did you have your party this year? Did you not invite me? How dare you?
It's out there. Yeah.
It
Well,
is.
let's
we
find
need
out.
to make a rival team and a rival party to theirs, and then we show
Mm.
up just like the Tigers or whatever the name of the show is up, at the field and
Yep.
have like a smack talking back and forth.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we ride our bikes up and
Yeah.
skirt in the dirt.
Oh my gosh, the scene of the rival team coming up is really difficult for me because my kids love this movie and they've
Mhm.
been watching it over and over again and they're picking up on the like insults that they sling at each other, which is
Mm.
really hard because you don't want them saying those things.
No.
You don't
They-
want them calling each other a fart smeller?
Well, the one thing that they've picked up on is you bob for apples in the toilet and you like it.
That's a good one.
So at least they got that and they're not like saying oh shit because they say that plenty of times
They
in
do
this
say
film
that
and I'm
in
like
this.
no.
Yes.
Let's make it a little more kid friendly. But I feel this movie holds up for sure because it was a
It does.
period piece when it came out. And it looks, I mean, there's nothing about it that I would say doesn't really, I don't know, adhere to our times. I don't know. I'm not sure
I
if
d-
there's some like bogus special effects. Like, I don't know.
Well,
can't
there
rem-
was like a obvious like puppet dog hand, I think.
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
That's
but
true.
even that is like charming, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's like a kid, that's how they would view the dog, is as
Yeah.
almost like this puppet like monster that's too ridiculous to be real.
Mhm.
Yes.
You know?
That's true.
That was deep. Damn, that was deep. I'm real good at this show.
Was deep.
So a scene that I loved growing up and then watching again this summer, I watched it this summer, is the pool scene, right?
Right.
And
That's what your book is
yeah,
based
I'm
off
not
of.
gonna. Well, a little bit. Yeah, I'm not gonna talk about. I'm not gonna relate everything to my book at all.
Mhm.
But why the Sandlot was on my list was because I just saw it over the summer again, and because that pool scene, like, was a big inspiration for my book. Also, I grew up going to the pool, like with
Yeah.
a crew of fellows, like
Not
like,
9 of them.
No, 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 no.
Less than that.
Yeah, like 2 or 3. But yeah, that scene was so fun. It's like
It
a nice
is.
little break in the middle of the movie, right?
The one thing you
Yeah.
notice though as a parent and in this day and age, you're like, he totally sexually assaulted Wendy Peppercorn, which
It's
is not
true.
okay.
No.
But in the context of the movie and when you're younger, you don't see that as being not okay.
No.
Plus, again, in this day and age, that would be something that would probably not show up in a film like this.
Right.
Correct. Yes.
So that's all I have to say. I did do a photo shoot as Wendy Peppercorn, so that's up on my
Oh, that's
She
cool.
Instagram.
looks great.
And so it's buried somewhere in Twitter because that how Twitter works because things keep moving.
Mhm.
Yes.
Whereas Instagram has
Nonstop.
that nice landing page, so you can find it on there easily. There you go.
What was I gonna say? Another thing about the pool. Oh yeah, as a parent, the pool scene. These kids probably should be there alone, right?
Definitely,
They're
definitely
alone the
not.
whole time.
And,
There's
like-
no adult supervision.
And like drowning and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
How old are these kids? I can't even tell.
They're probably
He's
about
8.
4th grade, I would guess. Oh no, 5th grade. They're 5th grade because in the beginning he's like, it wasn't the best way to end 5th grade because I just moved here and it was like the last month of school, so he didn't have
Yes.
any time to meet any friends, and then they were going to go into 6th grade, so they were in
like
5th grade,
10 or
end of 5th
11,
grade.
I guess.
Yeah.
12.
I don't know. When I was little, and again, it's different when you kind of grow up like out in the country, but we used to walk to the gas station all the time, which is literally 3 miles down the road. And so we were alone a lot when I was younger. So I kind of get how they had tons of freedom. But yeah,
Yeah.
they made it a point to not really show any adults besides his own parents. But like they were just out and about causing
They were.
ruckus and, building things, knocking
for
down
them.
fences, going into
Yeah,
old
yeah, yeah.
men's houses.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that again. Something
Again.
you shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
Come
No
on in.
adult
No,
supervision.
no, don't go in there.
Yeah.
Actually,
No.
just
old
because
man, no. Yeah.
I don't know.
I love
Might
when he's
not
like,
be
you need to
safe.
come back to my house
I know.
once a week and spend
Yeah.
time with me.
No,
if you
no,
want
no.
This baseball.
See, like I've said this before, but I did take my children to a thing, which is learning about like predators and like how kids can protect themselves, how parents can protect their children. And so when I watch this, I'm like, nope, that's a red flag. Do not
Yeah.
go to that guy's house.
No.
He's like,
Do not
come
be
on
alone
in. And
with
they're
him.
like, okay. But not
Let
happening.
me show you my baseball
Yeah,
memorabilia.
nope, don't do
No.
it. Don't
Mhm.
do it. He's
Show
made.
you
He
lots
might
of
not
my
even
balls.
really.
Oh, sorry,
be-
guys. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
All right.
Oh.
Let's any last thoughts on the Sandlot before we move it on to other films?
Yeah. Did you guys have erector sets growing up at
No,
all?
I did not.
No.
Did you?
My brother did. He
Okay.
was more of a builder.
Is he an
kinda
engineer
guy.
now?
He is. Yeah.
Whoa,
Yeah.
really?
Shout out to Too Tall Drew.
Hey,
He's
Too
an
Tall Drew.
He's an engineer.
What kind of engineering does he do?
He drives trains. Just
Okay.
kidding. Just kidding. No.
I was like, well, that's an engineer.
He does fire protection engineering.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But
Nice.
anyway,
Sounds fascinating.
he's a
I don't know
builder.
what that
My
is.
older son
I
is,
love it.
is a builder as well.
He's gonna go into the family business then.
So you didn't tinker around with the erector set then? You were like,
No.
hands off. That's Drew's thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was your thing?
Action figures.
Okay. G.I. Joe specifically.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Okay. Transformers, maybe.
No, my brother was a Transformers guy also
Mm.
because of the
yes,
the
the
building-
building.
I was like, I don't want to do too much work. I want to just like live with these little guys.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And also X-Men figures
Yeah.
were fun.
hmm
Yeah.
I believe it.
Which ones? The little tiny ones, or then there was like the size of your?
I don't know
For arm.
what would they be, like 6 inches?
Yeah, about like the hand.
Yeah, I don't know. Had a cool Cyclops with the old big
Nice.
with the big X
Yeah,
uniform on.
that's the best.
I don't know.
All right, we're
Who
going to go
knows?
ahead and we're going to take The Sandlot, which is our feature film, and we're going to link it to 2 other films. And we're going to do we're linking it loosely to sports films. And I want to talk first about the Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. And the reason why
Yes.
is because people will be like, this isn't a sports film. What are you talking about? And I'll be like, no, you're wrong, because drifting is a sport.
Yeah, I was
Now,
gonna say
they do not actually do it for sport in the film, but drifting is a sport.
Hey,
hmm
I'm with you.
6
It's-
degrees, man. We'll do
it's
what we want on our show.
Ice skating for cars,
It is.
because you get points, all this stuff. My husband is building a drift car. He's built one before.
Wow, cool.
And yeah, a famous drifter bought his first car from him. So it's out there. It's drifting. It's winning races, all that good stuff. That racer was probably also in this film as one of the car drivers. His name's Samuel Hubinette.
Whoa.
I believe he was one of the drifters in this, as well as possibly Tanner Faust, but I could be wrong about that. Anyways, Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift is a movie that was also on your list.
It was.
I want to know what reasoning you have for that.
I
Although
love this
you
choice.
must know
I
that you're
love it.
walking into a place that loves Fast and Furious and has the
Yep.
the tire set.
Oh, awesome.
So,
Nice.
well,
and I appreciate all of the films.
yeah, I have a lot of reasons. So I wasn't a big fast head until this year.
Oh,
And,
okay. Fast 8 brought you in.
Well,
Fate of the Furious.
yeah. So the aforementioned older brother,
Mhm.
he's kept up with the fasts,
Okay.
right? And I had seen the first one in the theater, and then I kind of saw the second one on TV, and then I fell off. And
Yeah.
now
Well, because the second one was terrible. No wonder.
it has its moments, but yeah. But this year I caught up with all of them. My brother
Mhm.
sent me the Blu-ray pack, and I'm on board. They're great.
Right?
They're great.
They
And,
are great.
I think Tokyo Drift is an outlier.
It is. Definitely.
And I don't want to spoil what my link is yet,
Okay.
but there's
Don't?
a very a fun link to me.
I'm excited.
So yeah, Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift.
Okay. So Tokyo Drift is the third in the franchise, but it's not the third in the series
Nope.
because they do crazy stuff in this. It's actually comes after 7.
Correct.
Okay.
That's I have the order.
Wait, after 6.
It might be after 6.
It comes
before
after
7.
6.
Okay,
Yes.
you're right.
Yes.
So 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 3, 7, 8.
Correct.
There you go.
Do you mean
Yes.
8 or do you mean Fate?
Fate.
Well, I was just giving numbers, so I'll go with 8.
You need to be politically correct on this show.
I still want
okay?
it to be Fast 9, and they go back in time to stop Hitler, and then
9.
Fast 10, your seatbelts.
Yes.
There we go.
Fasten your seatbelts.
That
yeah.
is perfect. Oh my gosh, all the suns are aligning today.
You
I
know what?
remember-
Oh,
what?
sorry.
Oh no,
Let me
you
just
go.
let me just
Go.
jump in while we're talking about
Yeah.
titles. The 10th one could also be Furious, where the I is a 1 and
Okay.
the O is a 0.
Wow.
Whoa.
My mind is
I'm
blown.
sure millions of people have already tweeted that as soon as they did the Fate thing.
Probably.
Absolutely.
But
Or it could be Furious, and they also go back in time
to stop
again
hearing.
to kill Hitler because they didn't do it before because they failed.
Yes. Hey, let's have the next two Fast movies be about going back in time
About
to
World
kill
War
Hitler.
II.
Hey, but would anyone be surprised with how much of superheroes they have become in the ensuing?
They're
I
absolutely
Movies?
they're inhuman. They're so crazy.
I would if they
Mhm.
were like if Dom was like, oh, I got a time machine in my charger.
It's a 48 Magnum.
Yeah, I
Gotta go
I would be like, all right, this is what we're doing now.
Yeah,
This
it would
is
make
what we're
total
doing
sense if
now.
they went into space. It would make sense. Everything.
He'd say, hey, The Rock, let's get in my time machine. And The Rock would be like, all right, I'm down for anything.
Let me just lube
Ever
up
in my
with
whole
baby
life.
oil real fast so I can squeeze in here into our little machine. Wouldn't it be great if it was like a little tiny car and they're all trying to fit in there? I'm still waiting for that to happen in these movies, and it hasn't. But I just want them to all. It's like a little clown car.
Where they all fit in
Yeah.
one car.
Yeah,
Oh, you were gonna say something.
and like Hobbs farts. It'd be great. Like everyone would be like, "Oh God." It'd be like the Goldberg moment in Mighty Ducks. Hobbs,
which
like
we're getting to.
Goldberg. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. I love the song by the Teriyaki Boys in this movie.
How does it go?
It's like I wonder if you know in Tokyo, and then it's like a rap song,
yeah.
and then I just
That
remember
song's
doing
good.
a hip hop
Yes.
dance to that when I was like
Really?
13. It was
Hmm.
great. Yeah,
They
Maybe
use
not
that
13,
song
16.
also in Mater's Toe Tales when Mater goes on where he becomes
Oh.
a drift car.
Yes.
Yes.
That's my younger son's
Yeah.
first love. That
Is
Mater's
Toe Tales?
Toe Tales,
Oh,
yeah.
so great. So great.
If I'm lying, I'm crying.
If I'm
Lying, I'm dying.
I'm dying.
Mhm.
Wow.
Well, maybe he says crying. I think he does say crying. You're right because it's for young children and they don't want them to talk about dying.
Don't talk about that.
100 cars or over 100 cars were destroyed in the making of this film, and all of the effects were, performed by stunt drivers. So Reese Millen
Legit?
is one of the ones that performed stunts, and he's like a pretty famous drifter in the drifting scene.
The opening scene of this movie
Mhm.
where the 30-year-old lead actor is what a
Lucas
senior
Black, yes.
is a senior in high school or whatever.
Why he can't be like in community college also doesn't make sense. I guess because he has to be like, this is going to go on your record.
Yeah.
I get it. But
Yeah.
yeah, he's clearly like in grad school.
Yeah. So he's walking around high school, and then Zachary Taylor,
Bryant, yeah.
Thomas Bryant, Chadwick,
From Home Improvement.
yeah, he I love seeing him.
Mm-hmm.
The opening scene,
It reminds you of your childhood and watching Home Improvement.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, for sure.
obviously.
They're driving through like a housing development and just wrecking everything.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
And then for some reason he has to go to Tokyo. Like his
It's like, you know what?
For
You're
some
done.
reason.
You can't live here
Bow Wow
anymore.
Was in this? Bow Wow was in this.
Lil Bow Wow. at
Lil
the time.
Bow Wow.
Now
Yeah.
it's just
Don't
Bow
know.
Wow. Maybe
He
something
is.
else.
I think it's just Bow Wow now. Is it even Bow Wow though? Is
I
he
don't-
even rapping?
I don't know.
Or did he depart from the musical career?
I'm not sure what I know he
I don't
did
know what he's up to.
some acting.
Mhm.
The most recent thing in the news with him was the Bow Wow challenge. Did you
Oh.
No,
What
what
was
is
that
the
about?
Bow
But
Wow
yes, I
challenge?
did hear about it.
Yeah, he
Explain.
he posted a photo on Instagram like, I'm flying on this private jet today, and then
Oh, yeah.
in that very moment someone Snapchatted or Instagrammed him sitting there looking at his phone, probably in first class, but still not on a
Oh, right.
private
Like,
flight.
He was on like Delta.
Yes.
So the Bow Wow challenge was to have a picture where it looked like you were doing something and then the reality of it.
Yep.
So there would be like someone's fingers in front of a beach. It looked like
Oh,
legs,
yeah.
and then you would zoom out and see it was just your fingers in front of the computer screen. I'm gonna stop doing this. Sorry.
We
I-
don't allow fingering on our show.
No, I'll stop that. The other day I was at the National Science Center, and there was like a big green screen of a beach, and I stood there and
Yeah.
said I was doing the Bow Wow challenge.
Nice. That's
Even though I could have
hilarious.
just been to the real beach.
Yeah.
I
you're
could have just
pretty
gone to the
close.
beach.
I mean,
but
it's
I was,
here.
I was at the Science Center. I don't know.
Channing Tatum auditioned for this.
He would have been perfect.
Wow.
He would have been great. I don't know. Needs to come into the franchise. How about we just bring him in for 9 and
That would be great.
10? I think it's time. Time for Channing
Yeah,
Tatum.
do
Time
the-
for some dancing, maybe. We
That
have to
would be
somehow
great.
cross
Dance
it
off.
over with Magic Mike.
Car dance off.
Okay.
Oh. They they all dance on the cars in the rain, and they're like sliding across the hoods and like and they open the doors to like the beat. Choo 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 choo.
I'm
I mean, the Magic Mike guys are
And
kind of
that's
like
the-
superheroes
Yeah.
too. So
Yeah,
I'm speechless just because that would be such a great idea.
it would be.
it would be
It would be.
amazing.
Let's put that together, everyone.
All the cars pull up to the strip club, and they're inside.
Let's go to our
Everything
other film.
converges.
Let's close it up on Fast and Furious
Okay.
Tokyo
All
Drift.
Okay.
With this last tidbit that my husband was interviewed for the DVD extras for Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, but he did not make the cut. So
No.
What
sad
was he interviewed
news
about?
his car, about drifting.
Whoa.
I've been out to the track like with him, and oh man.
So
it's-
when this came up on my list, you must have been like perfect, right?
yeah, I'm like, well, let's
You
see
have a
what we
lot of
can do.
history with this.
Do have a lot of history with this movie.
I like the song from Teriyaki Boys.
It's a good song. Yeah.
I do
So,
love this movie.
We're linking it to another sports film, which is D2 The Mighty Ducks. Another one that
Yes.
we've discussed a few times, and we're going to be ushering out of this show as soon as this one's
Yeah.
over because we've
gotta go.
we've said
Just
a lot.
like a knuckle puck being shot into the stands.
Yeah.
Love that segue.
Hey,
Love that segue.
I another little happenstance. I already owned this hat. I didn't buy this hat for this taping.
Whoa.
Mm.
I
So
might
I-
need to steal that. Where'd you
Wow.
get it?
And I just got it from a Lids.
Lids, good old Lids. Those little bitty stores in the mall. That
Yeah,
you're
I
like,
got
who
it.
shops here? But turns out everyone shops there because they get stuff like this.
Pete shops there.
Pete.
So yeah, this came up. You guys sent this to me, and I was like, well, I gotta wear my hat. I can't just not wear the hat.
You got to.
It's too on. It's too on the nose
on
for
brand.
my taste.
Mhm,
Like I
okay.
don't usually do little themes, but I
Mhm.
couldn't not.
We love themes. We're women, so we love when things all connect
We do.
and have
Mhm.
emotional gravitas.
That's exactly what we love.
D2
This came
for
out
many
March
people.
25th, 1994, so a year after The Sandlot. It is about Gordon Bombay, and he's forced to withdraw from the minor hockey league with a knee injury. Much to his surprise, he's given a job of coach of Team USA Hockey for the Junior Goodwill Games.
Yeah,
I don't
that
know what that's
that
supposed to be.
must exist in real life.
In California. With most of the Ducks and a few new players in tow, he sets forth for Los Angeles. All appears to be going well for a while, but the hype of Hollywood starts to get to Gordon, and he is distracted when Iceland, the favorites to win the title, appear on the scene.
I loved it.
Dun dun dun.
Clint from
Lajeunesse.
yeah,
Yes.
I can't pronounce that last name. But bad news bears for us Canadians. LOL. I like that.
Nice. Good comparison.
So
Mhm.
I rewatched this movie last night.
Okay.
It's on
Well,
HBO.
In prep for this
It's
show.
HBO.
Yeah, I rented it. I
Oh.
paid the
Oh, you
$2.99.
paid
That's
$2.99.
that's how much I
Wow.
believe in this show.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
I actually did a weird double feature, which I'll get into in my
In your links.
Yes.
Okay, great.
I watched it last night. It was great. I didn't rewatch the first one though, so I'm a little
Right.
confused as to. I did see it, way back when, but I'm confused as to Gordon Bombay's career path.
Well, the first one he was on probation, and this was his community service.
Yes.
For a
was like
DUI
yes.
in a Disney film.
for leading this team of ragtag children.
Yes.
But then he like rose this heart for them, right?
Was he previously a hockey player
Yes.
before? Okay, great.
That's
okay,
what
'cause-
the background is. yeah.
got it. So watching this, I was like, he was a coach. Now he's a player,
Yeah.
and now he's going to be a coach again. All right. Well, I'm on board. Thank you for
Yeah.
anyone else who didn't catch up with the first one.
There
They
you
did
go.
do a perfect
I'm on board.
segue though, because at the end of the first film, he's getting on a Greyhound bus to go join the minor leagues, and at the beginning of this film, he's getting off the Greyhound bus because he injured his knee and he can't
He's
play in the minor leagues
done.
anymore. But then he goes and works at like some hockey shop. He
Yeah.
was a lawyer before. He was making good money. Why didn't he just go back to that? Like, I'm sure he still has his
Well, because he
license or
got the
whatever.
taste of like doing something else with your life. Maybe
Yeah,
that's
but
what
come on.
that's what it was. Who knows?
He does go full Hollywood in
He
this
does.
in
He
this
does.
movie. He becomes kind of a sellout.
Oh,
Hey,
there's the photography montage with like the sexy ladies and the jerseys.
Yes.
It's great.
Mhm.
Mhm.
What a man, what a man, what a man, what a mighty good
And
man.
he's in
Yep.
the limo.
Mighty good man.
Yes, he is.
So Gordon Bombay, another thing I noticed about his name is two kinds of gin, two brands of gin.
Okay.
That's it.
I don't know.
I do.
I don't know. I don't know
Gordon-
gin. So
me neither. I had to look it up, but I was like Bombay Sapphire, right?
okay.
yeah.
And then Gordon's London. I don't know any gin heads
Oh.
out there,
Wow.
Please don't be
He
a
was
gin.
destined for that DUI then.
right?
was.
Maybe
Goodness.
that was.
That's what
Part
drove him
of it.
to it.
Maybe
goes,
he was
"It's
part of
the
those
family
empires.
legacy."
Maybe okay, here's the backstory. Here's the backstory.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he definitely is from those two. The families have merged and then they had this baby.
They
And
were
it's him.
rivals, but they've now merged.
Yes, it's like
very
Romeo and
yes,
Juliet.
Very Shakespearean.
And so then they name their child this, and he is heir to all of this, and that's why he doesn't have to be a lawyer anymore.
There you go. He just wants to sharpen skates.
In the
with
fourth
old
one,
man
it's
there.
finally revealed to us.
Yes.
Finally revealed to us.
What did I saw a tweet the other day, and it was, "Please give me Joshua Jackson as the grizzled,
Yes.
old, reluctant coach who's now the head, and he's the new Gordon
would
Bombay." And I'm
love
like,
that.
I would die if that happened.
I saw that
That-
as well.
Yeah, that
It'd be
I'm sure
amazing.
that will happen at some point since everything is being repurposed.
Yeah.
So
Well, and
let's
him
do
and
it.
Diane Kruger split up. Like, he's got to have something, you guys. He's got to have
does.
something.
Is he? He's not old. Is he grizzled
He-
and old?
He's
Well,
probably.
no,
I
he
think
looks
he's
a
my
little
age.
scruff now.
So
No, he doesn't look bad. He still looks very handsome, but he's a man in his mid-30s, so he is,
Probably
the age
late 30s.
appropriateness.
late 30s.
Late 30s, maybe,
Mm.
maybe. I was rewatching this as an adult now. I was like, wait, hold on. So this is like, it's not even like the Olympic Team USA. It's like this Goodwill game something. How do they have all this money to like throw around? They like rent him out a house.
They obviously could not
huge
get the
stars are
rights
there.
to have like it be Olympic Games or like Junior Olympics or anything like that. It was obvious that they could not get those rights. So this is supposed to be like the, hey, we couldn't do this. Just like in Any Given Sunday. Yeah,
Yes.
they couldn't get the NFL. So
yeah.
The
same
Sharks
thing.
and the Minutemen. Or
I'm glad
whatever.
you picked up on that. Wow,
Yeah,
that
well,
was
or,
good. That
or
was
it could
good.
have been what the Keanu Reeves, the replacements.
Replacements?
Didn't they have fake teams in that? You don't know.
No, she loves the
No,
replacements.
I love the
Replacements?
replacements.
I don't remember the
no,
replacements.
They were the
Yeah.
Seattle Seahawks. No. They were the Washington Sentinels.
Someone tell us, please.
Shoot, Ben.
Thank you.
We need. Where's
This is
my?
the first time
What's
we've
the
called
name
him Ben.
of the football team from the replacements? I feel like it's the Washington Sentinels, but I don't know.
I
Do
think
you-
you might
Their
be correct.
jerseys are red.
Do
I
you
mean-
guys call Ben the Bengineer?
We do.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
have.
we do.
He doesn't like that.
Oh, sorry.
I don't
Sorry, Ben.
I don't hate it. My friends found out about it and
Ah,
now use that term sometimes.
nice.
They are the Sentinels,
Yeah.
the Washington Sentinels, yes.
Yes, I knew it.
Good job.
I knew it.
Which isn't.
Shane Falco.
Which isn't an actual team from Washington,
Right.
but anyways,
But I knew it. I knew
just
it.
like the
Yes,
Sharks are
awesome.
not from
Yeah, it's the
Miami. Anyways, there you go. D2. Anything else we want to say about it?
Oh man! So I watched it
There's a
last
lot.
night.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a lot to say.
Yeah. I have a lot to say too.
A
I'm glad.
random thought that I had was let's remake D2 with Tyler the Creator and his
Oh,
Odd Future gang.
Yeah.
Like he could be the
It's
Keenan.
Tyler the
Mhm.
Creator.
He's
He's
a rapper.
yeah, he's from the Wolf Gang. Odd
I have
Future.
no
don't know.
idea what you're talking
But
about right
he's
now.
he's like a
And I
young
feel so old.
gentleman who is a rapper. He does pranks on TV.
Okay.
He's just all over the place. And like also young Keenan was so cute by the way. But
Oh my gosh, super cute.
I was just like
Mm.
I was like Tyler the Creator could come in and be a rabble rouser. He could be like yelling at them from the sidelines and then join the team.
I love all the montages in this because they have a montage of him, in like a photo shoot. They
Yes.
have a montage of the kids pretending to be Aaron Spelling's nephew,
Oh, right.
which would
Yes.
never work, by the way.
Nope.
They let him into this super like hoity-toity thing, and all these women are like trying on outfits for these pervy young boys.
Yeah.
For pervy
Another-
unsupervised children.
Where are their parents?
Where?
Why aren't they here on this trip?
Yeah, I think they like legally have to have an adult with them at all times and
Right.
sign release forms. It wouldn't have happened. and they're running around the street causing a ruckus. And what's
On
his
Rodeo Drive.
It's
Yes.
Rodeo Drive, you guys. I saw it. And what's his face is in this again? Eldon Henson, who is of
Mhm.
course Foggy from Daredevil. We know now,
Right.
but a young, dark-haired, mysterious man is in this.
Also,
and
Mike
then-
Vitar, who was in The Sandlot.
Yes. And
Mhm.
also Brandon Quinton Adams, which is also
In The
Sandlot.
Sandlot. Yes.
So it's a
The
big
heater.
circle of life. It's all kinds of connections.
Yeah, one of those people you said was Benny, right? Benny from
Yes.
the
Yeah,
Sandlot?
Benny.
Yes,
Mhm,
yes.
mhm.
That was cool.
And then what's the name of the so Eldon is the original like enforcer that they have, and then another young guy comes in and like pushing everyone down. Who's that kid? Because I remember having
Ah,
a crush on him.
I don't know.
Yeah, that guy was cool. But
He was
yeah,
cool.
One of the Bash brothers? Is
he,
that
wa-
what
he
you-
Yeah,
was,
yeah,
yeah. He was the new
Okay.
he was,
was the new one.
Bash bro.
Got it.
I loved
Um,
all the music that they used when they did like the street. I loved that there was like street hockey they were playing. Like
Right.
no one plays street hockey.
What?
do you?
Yeah, they do.
I've never seen that in my whole life.
street hockey.
I've
I'm like,
definitely
when it's
played
like
street
80 degrees
hockey.
outside.
I was a street hockey head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? I did
Oh,
not know
yeah.
that this was a thing. I get
You don't even need like
basketball.
rollerblades. You can just like run and do it too. It's like field hockey, but on the street.
I don't know, but they're in like where are they? Los Angeles?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never seen that in LA. Like maybe Canada.
Yeah, that's
You're in the
true.
wrong part of Los
Maybe,
Angeles,
you know,
I'm sure.
Maybe all that stuff, but I don't know. I never saw street hockey, gritty, real street hockey in Los Angeles with a bunch of kids. Never saw that.
Yeah,
in my
that
life.
was cool. That was cool.
Maybe
I'm
in
with
like
you. That was
Wayne's
cool.
World. Game on. Maybe that's
No,
the
we
only
yeah,
one
we
I-
definitely
I
played
hate.
street hockey on my street
Okay.
for
Okay.
sure.
All right. Well, I guess I'm just a loser that never played.
It's probably because you're a girl
Probs.
and maybe your brother didn't play it.
my brother
And
did
that's
not
probably
play
why.
it. He
If
never really played sports.
if you had to right now, could you put together a street hockey team?
No, again, I don't have that many friends. I have like 2 friends, you guys.
I'm gonna have
Yeah.
a street hockey birthday for my next birthday.
Please invite me.
Do it.
I will be your goalie. I'll be
Alright.
your Goldberg.
Mhm.
Speaking of Goldberg, let's do a little quiz real quick.
Okay,
or
great.
or less of a quiz and more of a who.
Okay.
Who?
All right.
Who?
It's a I wish I had a
Guess
good
who?
All right, so would you rather have would you rather be friends with Goldberg the goalie,
Mhm.
Goldberg the wrestler, or Whoopi Goldberg?
Probably the wrestler.
You'd rather be friends with the wrestler,
I
Goldberg?
mean, why not? Because you could learn a lot about wrestling,
It's true.
which is pretty cool.
I would do Goldberg the goalie because he loves food and there's going to be leftovers at all times.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would be able to like scrounge off his meals, which I constantly do with my friends anyway. So that
Well,
Goldberg the goalie.
I'll pick the third option, which is Whoopi Goldberg.
You don't have to.
No, I
Oh,
won't,
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it. That was a good
That's
game.
it.
But why?
Good game.
Why are you picking
Good
Whoopi?
game. Good game.
Well, all right. She was in another movie on my list. Or wait, was she in the
Ghost?
second one? She was in the first Ninja Turtles movie.
Okay.
Not the first. It's technically like what, the fourth or fifth, but the Michael Bay one from
Mhm.
2014 or whatever. She was
Okay.
in that.
Oh, that's right.
So-
She's the
Good for
boss
her.
of Megan Fox. And she's
Yes.
like, you'll never be a real reporter. And I'm like, the fuck is Whoopi Goldberg doing in this movie?
I was like, is she in movies anymore when I saw it?
She's in that 9/11 movie that just came out.
Ooh,
I didn't see that one, but
too soon.
sorry. Sister Act. You're right. You're right, Sam. She is in
She
Sister
is
Act. and
great.
Those are.
I mean, that was like 90s, but she
Yeah.
is amazing in that.
Yes.
Yes,
Love
that was
Sister
one of my
Act.
favorite films.
I like the
was Sister
second
Act.
one even better than the first.
Yes.
All right, let's get into our
Okay.
links. So we started with Sandlot, then we went to D2 The Mighty Ducks, as well as
The
Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. Do you want to
What
link off
sports
first, or
films?
do you want us to link off?
Let me link off because
Okay.
so I have two that
Yeah.
Yep.
follow the same
Yeah.
Two off of Tokyo Drift.
Tokyo Drift. So the first one we don't have to talk about for too long. I'm sure you
Okay.
guys have talked about it
Okay.
before.
We always kind of just gloss over our last
Let's gloss-
ones
We were like, we don't have
anyways.
time.
Let's gloss it. So I am doing, how did I phrase it? Confusing timeline series movies.
Okay. Oh, are you
Yes.
doing Temple of Doom?
No.
Oh, darn.
Oh,
my
'cause
first
that
one
is
is
prequel.
Isn't that confusing, but it was confusing to someone I spoke to recently. Rogue One, a Star Wars story.
Okay, because that's
Oh, yeah.
alongside. Yes.
Yes. So
That's
I mean,
before. That's
it's-
after the third one,
Yes.
before the fourth one.
and it leads right up into the fourth
Mhm.
one.
Right.
yes.
much like Tokyo Drift, we see that final
Yes.
scene a couple times.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I forgot to say about Tokyo Drift, like Han, man.
I
Uh,
love Han.
I was so confused but happy when I turned on Fast 4, whatever that one's
And you
called,
saw him,
and Han
you're
was
like,
back.
what is
Yeah.
happening?
And then he started talking about Tokyo, and I was like, oh no, we know what happens there.
we know
we
what
know.
happens there.
Mhm.
And I feel like they just were like, we love this character so much.
Yeah.
Why did we do that? Why
Yeah.
did we decide
Yeah.
to do that to his
Yeah.
character? You know what? Let's just change the timeline. It's going to be all right.
Yeah, and
Which makes sense because when you see Vin Diesel at the end of the film, like he talks about his times with Han. So it makes sense
Yes.
that we're going to see those times with Han.
Mhm.
so great.
So
So
I'm
great.
glad they
Genius.
did that.
Genius.
So like Rogue One, a Star Wars story. Have you guys talked about it? Like,
No,
no,
I
we
don't think
haven't.
so.
Not yet.
I liked it.
I liked it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
a
was in.
it's a new little story.
Mhm.
It leads into sort of the A New Hope, the
Mhm.
first one, and I don't know.
I like that we have another female, led Star Wars film.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I like Felicity Jones a lot. She was great in a Monster Calls. If you have not seen a Monster Calls and you
No,
would
I
like
haven't.
to cry,
Mhm.
then check that out because you will.
Diego
cry.
Luna is great.
Yes,
he's been
love
popping
him.
up a lot recently.
Ben
He's
has
great.
something he would like to
Felicity
share.
Jones is also really good in The Theory of Everything, which is an amazing movie, and everyone should see it.
Thank you.
I liked The Theory of Everything. Didn't love it, but I did like it.
I love it a lot.
Okay.
I'm glad.
Good for you.
Thank you, Ben, for bringing us to a halt.
Mhm.
No, my other little note about Rogue One was, so we watched it with my 6-year-old.
Okay.
Right.
Was that a good choice?
It was, but
Okay,
here,
I just
how
wonder.
do you feel about this? So we got to the point they uploaded the map.
He
Mhm.
wants to know what happens to everyone at the end.
No. We were
Okay.
like the end, happy ending, and we
Uh-huh.
didn't let him see.
Oh,
Oh,
you didn't let him see
You
all
gotta
the
see him
all
the
the
next
death?
one.
No.
No.
Oh.
We just like turned it off. Happy ending. They did it. They completed the
Okay.
mission.
Okay. So you were like Phoebe in Friends.
Yes, which one was that? With
where
with like
she-
Rin Tin Tin or something.
Old Yeller. She didn't know what happened to Old Yeller at the
Yeah.
end, or Bambi. She came in like midway through. So mhm.
Yes. Yeah.
like
So
that.
I don't know. I censored the movie for my son. Maybe he'll grow up and hate me for it. Or maybe I saved him some trauma. I don't know.
Maybe. So did he see the Vader scene or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Which doesn't make sense.
What?
Here's what doesn't make sense to me
Actually,
about
no,
the
no,
Vader
no.
scene.
We cut it
Okay,
off just
before then.
with them maybe not even at the beach.
Okay.
Felicity and Diego.
So it was a shorter film.
It was a
Shorter
little
film.
shorter, yeah.
Okay.
He doesn't have that long, but
The thing
attention
that
span.
bothers me about the Vader scene is we see him such a badass, and then in the films that are technically after that, it's like, well, you ain't doing shit. Like, what are
Yeah.
you doing? You're not as like scary as you were there. Like, if we had that intensity all along, that would have been amazing.
He peaked in that one
I
scene, and then
guess.
he, I don't know,
And then he was
chilled
like,
out
you
a
know
little
what?
bit.
Maybe I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
Maybe he had some remorse.
Does
Who knows?
he did the Jedi version of yoga? I guess he calmed
yeah.
his whole vibe down.
Got it. Got it.
I did. I was very moved by like I'm one with the Force. The Force is with one with me. I'm one with the Force because he was.
Mhm.
It was like it was fate and destiny and magic, and it was the Force, and no one else believed him. But he was like, I know what I'm doing, guys.
What is
liked
the
that.
other film that you brought that also has the continuity situation going on with it?
All right. Final Destination 5.
I stopped after like the second one. So tell me about it.
So that was my double header last night was Final Destination 5 and Mighty Ducks 2.
Okay.
Nice,
Okay.
nice.
It,
Good choice.
so the Final Destination films, the first one is
Yes,
pretty
love
good,
it.
pretty spooky.
Mhm.
It sets up a good premise. Then they kind of degrade from there. Did you see the
Yes.
second one?
I saw the second one. That's where I
I
stopped.
think I've seen all of them,
Yeah.
but I haven't paid attention to all of them. I've seen
Mm.
them, didn't
Got
really
it.
watch them. Does that make sense?
Yes. Oh,
Okay.
for sure. For
Mhm.
sure.
Yeah.
I've seen all of them in the theaters with my wife. We're big final
FD fans.
final friends. I don't know.
FD franchise fans?
Yes,
You
we
guys
are.
also like Supernatural, right? No.
No, I don't
Oh
know.
darn!
I
Thought
haven't
I
seen
could
it.
pinpoint
I
that.
don't know if you're ever going to find anyone that likes Supernatural as much as
What?
you and bring in.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't even watched the whole show.
I feel like you talk about it a lot.
It's a
though,
great show.
but in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
So
Sorry,
s-
Final
no, no, no.
Destination.
Yeah. Can we
Final
get back to
Destination
Final
5.
Destination
Yeah,
5?
We're
sorry,
getting onto it.
sorry, guys. Really important plots. Okay.
So the confusing timeline is that it's called Final Destination 5, but it's actually a prequel to the entire series.
Okay.
So
Okay.
there's a tragedy at the beginning, then people start dying because of death,
Mhm.
and then they get on a plane at the end, which leads into you see Devon Sawa getting off the plane, which kickstarts the
So other
first-
people, other people.
way. My
Yes.
mind is blown.
which
Got to see it.
yeah, seeing it in the theaters, we were just like, oh, this is another run of the mill
FD.
FD, but then it was so much more in the very end.
Oh,
Okay.
and then were you
I'm gonna have
like,
to watch
what?
that. Can I watch that and not have to watch the others then?
Yeah, because it's
Okay.
technically the first. You could technically only watch Final Destination 5,
And be all set.
yeah, which I would say watch 5, then 1, then 2,
Mhm.
because that's the Devon Sawa story.
Yes. I love Devon Sawa.
Me
He's
too.
great.
We
Big
talk about him all
Who
the
doesn't
time.
like
on the
Really?
show.
Casper?
Yeah.
Come on.
yes,
Mhm.
love Devon
He's
Sawa.
Stan?
Idle Hands.
Mhm.
He's
Oh,
everything.
he was Stan. He's
We
the
got to get
original
him on this
Stan.
show. We have to. That's
I
our
would
goal.
die if we got him and Ethan Embry. I feel like we could get because those guys actually follow us on Twitter
Yeah.
for real.
It could work.
And Pat
Although
Healy
Ethan
does
Embry
too.
follows a lot of people.
He does, but he'll like
so
some of my stuff sometimes.
sometimes.
AKA, he liked one tweet one time, and it was a funny tweet. So I was very, very well. Okay, is this the one where she dies in a tanning bed?
No,
Hold on.
that is
No.
Third or fourth one.
the
You're thinking of I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. No, I
No,
don't
no,
know.
no,
no,
this
no,
is the
that
Final
would
Destination.
be Final Destination 3.
Three, the
Yes.
Maybe I
third
did
one.
see that one.
That is the one that kicks off with some teens at a theme park and the roller coaster.
Yes,
I might have seen that one.
That
I
one's
can't
probably my
remember. I
favorite
can't
one.
remember.
That one is when it went from being real movies to silly movies.
Yeah, like it's just like
Yeah.
how can we kill them in creative ways?
Yes.
And I remember there was one where it was like the nail gun. He
That was
worked at a
also
hardware
the
store.
third one. Yeah.
Okay, I may have just seen
Mm.
the third one actually. You guys.
The
I
first
don't know if I've
one
seen that.
is
I like
the first one.
is cool. Devon Sawa,
Mhm.
Kerr Smith.
I love Kerr Smith.
Stifler's real name.
Oh, what's her face?
Oh, wait.
Allie.
Stifler is in our movie, isn't he?
Ally Larder.
Sean
Ally
William
Larder.
Scott. Is that who we're talking about? Sean William Scott.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah,
mhm.
He's
yeah,
in
Sean
our
William-
film that we're going to be linking
Yeah.
Oh,
to.
then now I know
What do
what
you
it is.
know?
What it is. Then,
Okay, why don't
probably.
you guess what it is? Okay, let's actually close this up. So we went
Okay.
from Tokyo Drift and linked it to movies that are not in continuity with the rest of the franchise,
Yes.
with Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, as well as Final Destination 5. Now we're linking off of D2, The Mighty Ducks. And from there, we're going to...
Are you going to Goon?
Yeah,
that's one of them, hockey films.
So
hockey
we are doing hockey films. I am talking Goon. Okay, full disclosure. When I heard about this film or like saw the trailer, I was like, this movie looks so stupid. No way. My boyfriend said no. This movie has an incredible amount of heart. Liev Schreiber
Total
is a
heart.
great actor. Got
Mhm.
heart, just like the replacements. Got a lot of heart. Liev Schreiber's a great actor. The story is awesome, and the final fight scene is one of the best filmed, most hyped, emotional fight scenes you ever seen in a movie. And I said, you can't be this can't be true. You're totally wrong with this. Guys, Goon is fucking great. Okay, if you haven't seen it, this is Goon. Came out in 2011, directed by Michael Dowse. Labeled an outcast by his brainy family, a bouncer overcomes long odds to lead a team of underperforming misfits to a semi-pro hockey glory, beating the crap out of everything that stands in his way. So, in short, Liev Schreiber is an enforcer. Is that what they call it in hockey? He's basically
Mhm.
just guys that are there to cause fights,
Mhm.
beat people up, pause the game if need be so they can get some points, stuff like that. So they're not like skilled hockey players. They're just big, rough guys who are there to like fuck shit up, right? So he's an older one, and there's this young, and he's got his last game, his final season's coming up. He wants it to count. He wants to go out in a blaze of glory. So this young guy and this bouncer's not doing anything with his life, finally gets into the minor hockey leagues, and they say, listen, this guy is going to be, his last season. He wants to go out with a bang. He wants a really good fight. You're going to be the one to do it. So he's basically there, and they understand that it's not there to play hockey. They're there to fight, and they're going to have an awesome fight in that final game. In the scene, he asks permission. He goes, sir, or he goes, kid, you want to fight? And he goes, yes, sir. Thanks for asking. and they get out of the box. They take off their gloves. They skate to the center, and it is just beautifully, gorgeously shot, like slow-mo. All the punches are awesome. Blood and guts are everywhere. Like, it's fucking great, you guys. It's an awesome fight scene. And it's Liev Schreiber, this, like, high-caliber actor. Jay Baruchel is, like, this douchebag friend who's filming everything. Very Canadian. It's awesome. It's Goon. Have you seen Goon? Do you love it?
I have not seen Goon,
Oh, you gotta see it.
but they made a
Oh.
couple of them now, right? And
Yeah,
They
I
did.
think
Goon Last of
definitely
the
the
Enforcer just came
second
out.
one, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
gotta see it. It's always on Netflix, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's how I
Gotta
first
see
saw it, and I
Yeah.
feel like it was maybe I don't know if it was just for Netflix at the time. I have no idea, but I didn't remember seeing it come out in theaters. Either of you remember that? I feel
No.
like it just went
Oh.
streaming, like
It
direct.
might have been.
But I don't know. Someone please tell me. Was this in theaters? Was this a theatrical release?
I think it was. And I know
Okay.
Goon Last of the Enforcers, the movie that just came out, the sequel, which I heard was not that good. It was released in theaters because I almost saw
Mhm.
it, and then I was like, I'm gonna go to brunch instead. But this movie it's just a good time. Alison Pill is in it from the
Oh, I
newsroom.
love her.
Alison Pill, you
Mhm.
guys. Sean William Scott. It reminded me kind of it's like Bull Durham, which I just watched for the first
Hmm.
time, and that you've got an older guy who's no nonsense, a younger guy who's coming in. You got a woman who's like, there as an
There.
encourager, for the relationship.
That's pretty much all women in
'Cause
film.
Sean
A
William
woman
Scott-
that's there.
Like, Sean William Scott isn't that much into hockey. He doesn't like love it. Alison Pill like loves the game and is like, listen, you can do this. The whole point of this is for you guys to have this final fight. So I love hockey. I'm gonna encourage you. Let's go. And she's like the driving force and everything. It's great. It's just a good story. It's a good
Mhm.
time. It's a short movie. It's like an hour and a half. Final fight scene. Boom. It's awesome. Goon, you guys. Watch
Goon.
it.
The one that I'm talking about is Slapshot. And honestly, I haven't seen this in so long. So I'll just tell you some basics about it. And if you have anything you want to add, great. I'm excited about that. This came out February 25th, 1977. It's about a failing ice hockey team that finds success using constant fighting and violence during games. So I'm sure that Goon was probably mirrored after Slapshot. This is directed by George Roy Hill and written by Nancy Dowd, starring Paul Newman and other people. Because we don't know them. We just know Paul Newman. All I know is that it made 28 million at the box office, but I have no idea what the budget was for that. Paul Newman has said on many occasions that he had more fun making this film than any other film that he has starred in, and it remained his favorite of his own films until his death. Let's see. Nancy Dowd originally intended the film to be a documentary, and the director kind of convinced her that maybe it would be more interesting as a theatrical release. So I think that's like I know with documentaries you kind of have to have the bones of it. So how do you? I don't know. Maybe it's just showing the ins and out of hockey is what her of a ragtag team that's not very good. Is that kind of where she was going with a potential documentary on this? I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe it was a proto 30 for 30.
It could be like, look at how
I
bad
haven't
these guys
seen
are.
Slapshot.
Me either.
I don't love hockey films, but I've
Mm.
seen the Mighty Duckses and
Yeah. Well, you got to see the ones of your time, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Also, Laura in the chat is saying, I haven't seen Slapshot or Goon or Miracle, but I have seen The Cutting Edge. 3 times."
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, girl.
Also on ice.
Toe pick. Cutting Edge is an awesome
I
film.
might have actually seen that one.
It's good.
Nice.
They also had a lifetime sequel to that, The Cutting Edge Fire and Ice.
Oh, right, right.
Don't ask me why I watched that, but I think I have that on tape. You know when you used to record
Probably.
tapes and
Yes.
then Lifetime movies or whatever, and they had all the commercials in there. Yeah, I had those tapes.
Yeah, and now rewatching that would be awesome because of
Mhm.
those commercials and
Yeah.
such.
You're like Applejack cereal. I remember that. Yeah.
Other things, Al Pacino really wanted a role in this and didn't get one and is still upset about it. But the swearing in the film for 1977 was considered so foul that advertisements, anytime they advertised the movie under the R rating, it would say certain language may be too strong for children. And I'm sure by today's standards, it's like nothing. It's probably like a PG film at this point.
Probs.
In minor league hockey, Slapshot is often referred to as the Bible. So there you go. That's all I got on Slapshot.
Slapshot.
I gotta
I
watch
remember-
it.
I remember enjoying it.
I can talk about Final Destination 5 for another hour.
For another hour?
I'm gonna go home and tweet about Final Destination 5 for
Okay. Why
7
don't you
7
live
hours.
Do
tweet
so.
it?
Please
Live
live
tweet
tweet it.
Yes,
Oh.
as you're watching it, please.
I should.
Hashtag Final 5 or FD5. I don't know.
FD5.
I don't know what you want to do. I don't know what hashtag you want to use. Use something original. though.
FD5 live,
FD5 live.
please.
There we go.
You know, both Final Destination and Fast and Furious did the thing where they did the first title again.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So there was
Oh,
only Final Destination did the Final Destination,
okay.
and the Fast
Oh,
and the
yeah.
Furious did
Fast and Furious.
Fast and Furious.
versus the Fast and the Furious.
Yes.
Yes.
Interesting.
Another
I know
link.
I know my Fast and Furious.
Mm.
Also, all these kids
Hmm.
in Mighty Ducks were also in Sandlot too. There's so many links today, you guys.
Yes, so many.
Everything's
So
connected.
many links.
Everything's
So we
connected.
went from the Sandlot, then we linked it to sports movies with the Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, as well as D2 the Mighty Ducks. Off of Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, we went to movies that are out of continuity with the franchise with Final Destination 5, as well as Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. And from D2 the Mighty Ducks, we went to hockey movies with Goon and Slapshot. So there you go. That's
seven.
all 7 of our films.
Ba, 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 ba.
We're going to link it to Kevin Bacon because 6 Degrees of Feature Film, 6 Degrees of Kevin
Bacon.
Bacon. Kevin Bacon was in Mystic River with Tom Gurry, who is in The Sandlot as Scotty Smalls. So there you go.
Who was he in? Who was Tom Gurry in Mystic River?
I don't know.
The daughter's boyfriend?
I never saw it. I have no
I
idea.
think so.
And now it is time that we ask, would The Sandlot be better with Sylvester Stallone as Rocky, as Hamilton?
As yeah,
Ham Porter?
Ham
Ham
Porter.
Porter.
As everyone knows, there is a
Yes.
pivotal scene in The Sandlot where
No.
you learn how to make s'mores.
Before you get to this, I
Oh,
do
so
want to
sorry.
say I am a little disappointed that we never got to see the great Hambino, the wrestler, just in general in
Yeah.
pop culture. Like, I really want to see the great Hambino.
I want him
Wrestler.
to be in like a thong leotard that's made out of like meat,
Mm.
ham,
Oh, bacon?
bacon.
Yeah,
Maybe it
okay.
just looks like
Maybe it
bacon.
looks like
maybe not
bacon.
real bacon. but-
Canadian bacon, perhaps.
Ah, yes, Canadian bacon.
Shout out
going with the-
Clint.
Shout out to
Mhm.
Clint. So okay, guys,
Here we go.
here's my Rocky impression. Now, hold on. Do you know why we do this?
In an early episode, you did a very good impression, correct?
Yes, yes.
Very good.
Good job. We got a real fan here. you
Episode
guys.
5.
Episode 5, and here we are, episode almost 100 going on. I know we've been working hard on the show.
You've
Rocky.
done almost
okay.
95 impressions.
Jesus Christ. I've done almost 90 Rocky impressions. This is the worst. Okay.
You're killing me, Smalls. These are small stuff, okay? You pay attention, all right? First, you take the graham, you stick the chocolate on the graham, then you roast the mallow. And when the mallow's flaming, you stick it on a chocolate and you cover the other end, and then you scoff. Kind of messy, but good. Yo, try some!
There we go.
Wow. To be
That is
here
amazing.
to see that live.
To witness
Oh, man.
Bucket list.
incredible thespian moments.
Thespian moments are what we live for. Pete, thank you so much for coming
Thank
on our
you.
show.
Thank
Where can
you. Thank
everyone
you.
find
Pistol
you?
Pete.
Thank you. I'm at Peter L. Harmon on both Twitter and Instagram, and PH Films on YouTube.
Mhm. Check out his book/books.
Books.
They're probably on Amazon, I bet you.
They are Amazon, Barnes and Noble. Also, I have a couple of like free copies. I have some free audiobook downloads.
Whoa.
You can like
Whoa.
email me at thehappenstances@gmail, and we can probably hook some viewers, listeners, etc. up with some free
That's
Yeah.
really
some
cool.
free
I love it.
copies.
That's
Say
really
6
cool.
Degrees sent me here. I would
Yeah.
like your book.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. Leave a
Very
review on
exciting.
Amazon and say 6 Degrees sent me and you're amazing.
And you're amazing, Stacy. Where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Stacy O Howard. No I, no E, just Y. No, I said that wrong. No E, no I, just Y. It has to rhyme. Dang it! I need to get this
STACY
pitch better. Sorry.
because you gotta.
Yeah, there you go. Where
There
can we
it
find
is.
you?
You can find me
Right.
all day, every day on Twitter at Miss Movies. I don't know where else. I was on Movie Fights last week. That was fun.
Q.
My Schmodown against Clark is next Friday, the 13th. Friday the 13th. Oh my gosh. And that's all I got. That's it.
There you go.
All right. Thank you all for joining us.
Fabulous
We'll see you next
show.
time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.